A leaked video that launched an empire, a famous court case that introduced them to the world, a look that changed how a generation sees beauty, huge brands built on other people's styles, children raised by cameras, romance planned for views, and through it all, a family that turned drama into money. This is the story of how the Kardashians didn't just become famous, they changed the rules of fame itself. They turned bad press into a plan, secrets into profit, and hate into content. But here's what nobody talks about: the price, the real harm, the system behind the perfect posts, the moment when a family becomes a business and daughters become products. You think you know this story, the headlines, the memes, the magazine covers. But what if all the drama around the Kardashians wasn't a mistake at all? What if it was the plan? This is the real life of the Kardashians, and by the end, you'll understand why you can't look away and why that was designed from the very beginning.
The Kardashians.
For the Kardashians.
Kardashian, you know her. She's a hustler from a family of hustlers. She's a brilliant marketer. She uses her massive following on social media to hawk products to her tens of millions of fans, 40-point-something million fans.
Do you feel that as much as you've accomplished, that you're still fighting for respect?
Absolutely. I'll let the girl.
This is AC. I have OJ in the car. I'm coming up the freeway.
To understand the Kardashian story, we have to go back to 1994. Robert Kardashian Sr. was a successful lawyer who had mostly stopped practicing law, but he made a choice that put his family name in the spotlight. When his close friend O.J. Simpson was facing serious charges, Robert joined the legal team. He stood by the former football star during what became known as the trial of the century. Every night, Americans saw Robert on their TVs. He looked serious as he sat in the courtroom. His children, Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, and Rob, were just kids then. They watched their dad become famous in a very difficult situation. The trial ended with Simpson going free, but it left a mark on the Kardashian name. It linked them to media attention, drama, and fame. Robert's ex-wife, Kris Jenner, had already married Olympic winner Bruce Jenner in 1991. They were raising a big family together. This included Kris's 4 children from her marriage to Robert and their 2 daughters, Kendall and Kylie. They were a modern family with a comfortable life in a nice neighborhood, but they weren't super rich yet. Then came 2007, and everything changed. A personal video involving Kim Kardashian and her boyfriend at the time, rapper Ray J, was leaked online. For most people, this would be terrible and could end a career. It was a problem most would want to hide, but for Kris Jenner, who always wanted fame for her family, it became a big opportunity. A few months later, the E! Network announced a new reality show called Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Critics didn't think it would work. Why would anyone watch a family famous just for being famous? But Kris knew something the critics didn't. People love watching money, beauty, drama, and things that feel real. The show started in October 2007, and pop culture was never the same again. The success of Keeping Up with the Kardashians wasn't because of how it was filmed or the story. Early episodes were often choppy and dark. The success came from the family showing everything: arguments, tears, dating life, changing their looks, business problems, and wins. Nothing seemed off limits. Viewers felt like they were seeing the real lives of the rich and famous, even as the family carefully planned exactly what that real look would show. The drama started almost right away. Kim's relationship with NFL player Reggie Bush was on TV, and so was her time with NBA player Kris Humphries. But it was the Humphries relationship that would cause one of the family's biggest issues. In August 2011, Kim married Humphries in a huge wedding, watched by millions on a 2-part TV special. The wedding was incredibly fancy, a reported $10 million event with a $2 million ring, designer dresses, and enough drama to fill hours of TV. Kim looked amazing, Humphries seemed in love, and the Kardashian fame machine was moving fast. 72 days later, Kim filed to end the marriage. The reaction from the public was fast and harsh. People said Kim and the family faked the whole marriage just for attention and used marriage just to get ratings and money. The wedding was on TV after all, and the family reportedly made millions from it. How could it not be a setup? Kim said the marriage was real and that she really tried to make it work, but her image was hurt badly. She was called someone who just wanted fame and would do anything for attention. TV shows made fun of her. Articles picked apart who she was. For the first time, the Kardashian plan seemed to fail. But here is where the Kardashian strength came in. Instead of hiding, Kim kept going. She stayed on the show, talking about the breakup openly. She cried on camera, stood by her choices, and let viewers see her sad side. And slowly, the story began to change. Maybe she wasn't a bad person with a plan. Maybe she was just a young woman who made a mistake while the whole world watched. The drama ultimately made Kim more famous, not less. It set a pattern that would repeat throughout the family's history. Drama leads to attention, attention leads to new chances, and new chances lead to money and power. While the world looked at the family's personal lives, something bigger was happening behind the scenes. The Kardashians were building a huge business that would become much bigger than the TV show that made them famous. Kris Jenner, the mother and manager, famously took a 10% cut of the money her kids made. Some questioned her style, but others saw her as a smart business leader who understood how to be famous online long before it was normal. She taught her daughters that they were a business and that their names and faces were valuable things to use and protect to make money. First came the brand deals, beauty products, clothing lines. The sisters would promote many things, posting ads on social media before most people knew how big that would become. Critics said they weren't being totally clear with their fans or were setting high standards for how people should look. The sisters mostly ignored the bad comments, knowing that attention usually helped them make more money. Then came the real businesses. Kourtney, Kim, and Khloe opened clothing stores in Los Angeles, Miami, and New York. Khloe launched Good American, a jeans brand for all sizes. Kourtney started Poosh, a lifestyle brand. Kendall became one of the world's highest-paid models, working for the biggest fashion houses. But it was Kylie Jenner who really figured it out. In 2015, at just 17, Kylie started Kylie Cosmetics with lip kits that sold out in less than a minute. She used her huge social media following, tens of millions of young women watching her on Instagram and Snapchat, to make people want her products right away. Unlike old beauty brands that spent millions on ads and shipping, Kylie's company was small. She had other teams make the product while she sold it directly to people online. The results were amazing. Within 2 years, Kylie Cosmetics was making about $420 million in sales. In 2019, Forbes named Kylie the world's youngest self-made billionaire at age 21, saying her company was worth nearly $1 billion. The self-made title caused a stir. People pointed out that Kylie grew up wealthy and that her family's fame gave her chances most business owners could never dream of. They felt the title wasn't fair to people who started with nothing. The debate went on for weeks, with people talking about what success really means. Later, Forbes took back the billionaire title, saying Kylie and her mother made the company look bigger than it was. Kylie said this wasn't true. "What am I even waking up to? I thought this was a trusted site. All I see are a number of wrong statements and unproven guesses." The argument only created more news and more attention, and through it all, Kylie kept selling lip kits. As the Kardashian-Jenner sisters got more famous, their connection to black style became a big topic of conversation. People said they were copying looks looks and trends without giving credit where it was due or helping the communities where those styles came from. There were many examples of this. Kim, Khloe, and Kylie were often seen wearing braided hairstyles. They sometimes gave these styles new names, which made it seem like they didn't know or care about the history behind them. Critics pointed out a double standard. When the sisters wore these braids, they were called trendy, but when others wore them, they sometimes faced trouble at work or school. The sisters also made curves and waist trainers very popular. This body shape had been looked down on before in the media, but it became cool when the sisters showed it off. Also, their dating lives involving famous musicians and athletes made some people question their motives. In 2017, Kylie posted a photo on Instagram with a caption about loving yourself. Many people found this confusing because Kylie had built a huge makeup business based on changing her look, specifically her lips. People wondered if she was really promoting confidence or just selling products based on looks that weren't naturally hers. That same year, Kendall was in a soda commercial that tried to show a peace march. In the ad, she hands a drink to an officer to fix a tense situation. People were very upset, saying the ad didn't take real-world issues seriously. The company pulled the ad right away and said, "Sorry, but it hurt Kendall's image." Kim also faced heat for using certain slang words to describe items and for tanning her skin very dark. This led to claims that she was trying to look like a different background to be trendy. Later, when she named her shapewear brand Kimono, people were upset that she used a traditional Japanese word. She changed the name to Skims, but it made people feel like the family was using different cultures just to make money. Fans argued that the sisters were just appreciating style and living in a modern world. But others felt the family made millions from the culture without speaking up enough about the hard times that community faces. The conversation is still going on today. It shows how tricky it can be to figure out who owns a style and what is respectful versus what is just copying. In April 2015, Diane Sawyer interviewed Bruce Jenner. Over 16 million people watched. For 2 hours, the Olympic hero and father figure of the Kardashian-Jenner family shared a secret he had kept for a long time. For all intents and purposes, I am a woman. The news shocked the world. Bruce, who was seen as a perfect example of an American athlete and a father of 6, was transitioning. 2 months later, the world was introduced to Caitlyn Jenner on the cover of a famous magazine. She was photographed in a white outfit with the headline, "Call me Caitlyn." The reaction was mixed. Many supporters celebrated Caitlyn's bravery and the attention it brought to the community. Caitlyn's story helped millions of people understand what it means to be transgender. She won a major Courage Award and was praised for using her fame to help others. But drama followed quickly. Some people said Caitlyn had a much easier time than others because of her money and fame. They pointed out that her experience was very different from most people in the community, who often face hard times, unfair treatment, and money struggles. When Caitlyn supported certain political leaders, many fans felt let down, believing those political choices were harmful to their rights. The family's reaction also raised questions. A reality show called I Am Kate was quickly created to show her journey. Critics asked if this personal change was being used just to make money. The show only lasted 2 seasons, which suggested that viewers had limits on what they wanted to watch. Caitlyn's relationship with the family became difficult after her book was published in 2017. In the book, Caitlyn wrote negative things about Kris Jenner and the family. Kris and her daughters felt hurt, and the argument played out on social media. Once again, the situation became less about the real issue and more about the public drama. By the middle of the 2010s, the Kardashian-Jenners had mastered a new tool that was even more powerful than TV: social media. Instagram became their main place to share photos of their fancy lives, fashion, makeup, and family. Each sister built her own style, gaining hundreds of millions of followers together. Kim became the queen of the selfie, even releasing a book of her photos called selfish. She knew her look was a product, and she managed it like a pro business owner. Every post was planned to get the most attention, from swimsuit photos to family times to serious topics. Kylie shared her change from a shy teenager to a business star, telling a story that kept fans watching her journey. Her posts got millions of likes in minutes, making her one of the biggest stars on Instagram. Companies paid huge amounts of money for just a single shout-out on her page. But this fame came with drama. In 2019, people noticed that a picture of a regular egg had gotten more likes than Kylie's most liked photo. The egg became a huge hit on the internet, a weird moment that seemed to poke fun at Kylie's fame and influencers in general. Kylie handled it well, even appearing in a video where the egg cracked to talk about taking care of your mind. However, the event showed that people were starting to push back against influencer culture. The family also faced claims that they edited their photos too much, creating beauty standards that were impossible to reach and made young women feel bad about themselves. Fans would look closely at their photos, pointing out bent backgrounds and strange shapes that showed heavy editing. The sisters rarely talked about these claims, keeping up the image even as people pointed out the edits. In 2021, Khloe faced a lot of heat when a photo posted by the family was taken off the internet because she didn't like how she looked. The photo showed Khloe in swimwear, looking great by any normal standard, but it reportedly wasn't edited the way she wanted. This started big conversations about how women feel about their bodies, the pressure to look perfect, and the difference between what the Kardashians say about loving yourself and what they actually do. The Kardashians are known for TV drama, but the 2019 situation involving Khloe's boyfriend Tristan Thompson and Kylie's best friend Jordan Woods showed that real life is sometimes crazier. Khloe started dating Tristan, an NBA player, in 2016. Their life was shown a lot on their TV show, including when Khloe was pregnant. But just days before Khloe had her baby in 2018, videos came out suggesting Tristan was not being loyal to her. Khloe was heartbroken, but chose to stay with him for their daughter. Then, in 2019, news came out that Tristan had crossed the line with Jordan Woods, Kylie's best friend. This hurt everyone. Khloe was betrayed by her partner, and Kylie lost her closest friend. The family acted fast. Jordan was cut off from the Kardashian world and their business deals. Khloe posted about it online, sometimes blaming Jordan for hurting her family. The story was everywhere for weeks, with fans talking about loyalty and forgiveness. Jordan later went on a talk show to tell her side. She said Tristan kissed her at a party, but she didn't start it and left right away. Millions watched, and people began to change their minds. Many felt Jordan was being blamed too much, while Tristan, who had a history of this behavior, wasn't getting enough heat. The situation made people ask tough questions about fairness and how the family handles these issues publicly. Khloe eventually broke up with Tristan, got back together with him, and then broke up again after more bad news. The pattern continued, with every breakup creating more talk on social media. In November 2021, Travis Scott, the rapper and father of Kylie Jenner's 2 children, was the main performer at the Astroworld Festival in Houston. What was supposed to be a fun party turned into a very sad event when the crowd pushed forward, causing many people to get hurt and 10 people to pass away. The youngest person affected was just 9 years old. What happened next was heartbreaking, and because the Kardashian Jenners are connected to it, people started asking them tough questions. Kylie had been at the show with their daughter, Stormi, and had posted videos on Instagram from backstage. When news of the lives lost came out, people were upset with Kylie for not talking about it right away, though she later posted a message sending love to the families. Travis Scott faced a lot of anger and legal trouble. People asked why he kept performing while people were getting squeezed in the crowd. They also asked why the people running the show didn't do enough to keep everyone safe. life, and if the wild behavior at these events was to blame. The Kardashian-Jenner family mostly stayed quiet after saying they were sad, and Kylie stayed out of the spotlight for months. It was a rare time when a problem didn't turn into a chance for attention. It seemed like the family realized this situation was too serious for their usual social media posts. The court cases are still going on, and this sad event has really hurt Travis and Kylie's public image. It is a reminder that even though they usually control what people think about them, some things cannot be turned into content and require real responsibility. In September 2020, the family announced that Keeping Up with the Kardashians would end after 20 seasons and 14 years on TV. Fans were surprised. The show had become a huge hit and was a big part of pop culture, but the family was being smart about their next move. A few months later, they shared news about a deal with Hulu for a new show simply called The Kardashians. This deal would give them more say in how the show was made and likely a lot more money. The last season of Keeping Up came out in June 2021, and the new Hulu show started in April 2022. It was a lot like the old show, family updates, dating stories, and business projects, but it looked fancier, and the family had more control over their story. People noticed that moving to Hulu showed the family changing from just TV stars into powerful business owners. They didn't have to follow a TV channel's rules anymore. They were now partners in charge of their own brand. Any talk about the Kardashian drama has to include Kim's relationship with Kanye West. They started dating in 2012, got married in a fancy wedding in Italy in 2014, and had 4 children together: North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. Kanye was already a huge and debated star in music, and he brought his own wild energy to the family. His famous interruption of Taylor Swift at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards had already made people take sides, but his relationship with Kim made him even more famous. In 2016, Kanye released a song called Famous. The lyrics said he made Taylor Swift famous and called her a rude name. The drama that followed included secret phone recordings, claims of lying, and an online fight that split pop culture fans. Kim posted edited parts of a call between Kanye and Taylor on Snapchat, which looked like Taylor agreed to the lyrics. Taylor said she never agreed to being called that specific bad word, and the full story was argued about for years. This event became huge news. Kim releasing the recordings on National Snake Day, turning the snake emoji into a symbol against Taylor, was seen as a smart business move by some, or a mean way to embarrass someone publicly by others. Kanye's unpredictable actions, his involvement in politics, his 2020 run for president, and his public personal struggles created problems for Kim. She often supported him in public, while reportedly having a hard time in private with his surprise actions and bold statements. In February 2021, Kim filed for divorce. The split was friendly at first, but Kanye's public behavior, including Instagram posts asking Kim to return, negative comments about her new boyfriend, and statements about their children, created ongoing drama. Kim handled the situation calmly, rarely replying in public and focusing on raising their kids. But in a 2022 interview, she talked about how hard it was to be married to someone whose actions she couldn't control, and how his ups and downs affected her and their family. The Kanye years showed what the Kardashians could and could not do with their fame. They could control many stories, but they couldn't control Kanye. Sometimes that lack of control created the most real and difficult moments the family ever shared with the world. As the Kardashian-Jenner family gets close to 30 years in the spotlight, a big question comes up. What has this family done to our world? And has it been good or bad? The complaints are serious. People say the Kardashians focus too much on shopping and turning every human experience into an item, to be sold. They have set beauty standards that are extremely hard to reach, using lots of editing and enhancements while claiming it's all natural. They have made a lot of money promoting questionable items to young fans. They have turned every part of life, from having babies to breakups to personal identity changes, into a way to make money. They have shown that you can be famous just for being famous. They proved that getting attention is often rewarded more than talent or hard work. They encouraged a world where everyone watches everyone else and where privacy is gone because every moment must be posted online. But there is another side. In many ways, the family is a perfect example of business success and making your own way. They figured out what people wanted to watch and gave it to them better than anyone else. They have given jobs to hundreds of people, built huge companies, and made a place for themselves in a world that didn't respect them at first. They have been open about hard topics like trying to have a baby, emotional health, body issues, and complex family lives. This helped make it normal to talk about things that people used to keep quiet. Caitlyn's personal journey gave attention to a community that really needed to be seen. Kim's work with the legal system has helped free real people from unfair situations. They have shown that women can build huge businesses, that they don't need permission from others to win, and that they can embrace their image and beauty while also being mothers and bosses who control their own lives. The truth is likely somewhere in the middle. The Kardashians aren't the bad guys people say they are, but they aren't perfect heroes either. They are a family that understood how fame works online before almost anyone else. They made choices, some good, some messy, some widely discussed, that led them to amazing wealth and power. As of 2026, the Kardashian-Jenner family shows no signs of slowing down. Kim has moved towards studying law and helping others, looking for a path beyond just entertainment. Kourtney focuses on health and family life, stepping back from the spotlight at times. Khloe focuses on being a mum and her fitness brand. Kendall remains a top model, and Kylie continues to grow her businesses. Kris Jenner, now in her late 60s, remains the family's manager and leader. She is the one behind the scenes who turned her children into household names and turned challenges into opportunities. Her impact on modern fame is huge. The next generation, North, Penelope, Mason, and their cousins, are growing up famous. Already with millions of followers online, will they keep the family business going, or will they choose to step away from the cameras that have been part of their lives? What seems certain is that the Kardashian name will last long after their TV shows end. They have changed how we think about fame, privacy, beauty, and success. Every influencer and every person building a brand online exists in a world the Kardashians helped build. Whether that world is better or worse is up for debate, but one thing is sure: the family took every challenge, every critique, and every headline and used it to fuel their rise. They understood something important about media. Attention can be a powerful tool if you know how to tell your story. Whether you are a fan or not, the Kardashians have done something amazing. They've made themselves impossible to ignore. They turned buzz into a business model. To Kardashian something is to take it, package it, sell it, and make millions. In the end, the most interesting thing about the family might be this: they held up a mirror to our culture and showed us exactly what we value and what we like to watch. We made them famous. We watched their shows, bought their products, and followed their accounts. We can judge them all we want, but they are our creation as much as we are their audience. And that might be the biggest takeaway of all. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, subscribe for more.